at you from the Grand Hotel Taipei. I thought today I'd talk about the food a little bit. What I've got down here are some drinks that I'm going to try. I haven't tried any of these yet. Well, I think I've tried one of them before, maybe two, but we'll see. Um, so yeah, the food has been really great so far. I'm acclimating well to it as far as digestive issues haven't been a concern. Um, Not a big concern. I won't go into detail, but I'm fine. I'm fine. Not ill. Now, several of the meals I've had have been here at the hotel, and the hotel is kind of designed to cater to compromise with a little bit of a Western audience. So it's not necessarily so the what I've had so far has been super authentic. They've got I think three restaurants here, and the more authentic ones are more expensive, and so I haven't gone there just yet. But I've had some great curry here, curry rice. I had a shrimp noodle soup last night that surprised me when the shrimp came out whole. Um, Heads, shell, everything were still on there. I've eaten shrimp tails before, so the idea of eating the shell doesn't bother me so much. The idea of eating the head was kind of weird. Um, I did try one of the shrimp to eat the head, but it's got these little spiny things poking out in front of its nose, and so those were a problem. So what I ended up doing was just biting the tails off from the back and swallowing those, or chewing them and swallowing them. Um, Other than that, it was fine. But I also went and had an interesting vegetarian dish, vegan actually, when I went to the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial yesterday. And again, this is very much a tourist kind of place. I don't know how concerned they are with being super authentic, but they had an interesting, what was it called? Something like hedgehog tree hedgehog dish. I don't know. I think tree hedgehog is probably the name of a fungus and not an actual hedgehog since it was vegan. Um, but good. It was good flavor to it. Good brownie gravy kind of sauce on there. Um, they had this little twice so far, two dishes I've been served with the main dish and then a little tray that's got three little pouches or three small dishes for a small uh, other samples of food. One of them had was a little bundle of noodles with some was kind of vinegary and peppery. Interesting thing. Very tiny, thin noodles on that one. Had some. I made notes that will come back to later. Um, all right, let's get to these drinks. I'll talk more about that later, some other time. Now, as I said, I haven't had any of these since I've been here. I think a couple of them I've had stateside before, back in the U.S. And I'm kind of hungry right now. It's about 8. It's right at 8 o'clock in the morning right now. I woke up about 7 because I can do that now that my time schedule's been shifted off by the trip. So we will see what happens here. This needs scissors. There's no straw. I'll come back to this one. This is called black soybean milk. Oh, I can just poke a hole up there. Hang on. Handy dandy pencil. Boink. It's more fun with sound effects. Alright, see what happens. Okay. Not bad. A little bit sweet. If you had soybean milk in the past at home, then it's about like that, I think. Just a touch of maybe sour, maybe a little sweetness. I'll show you the cup. Ooh, hi! That didn't work out so well. Let's take a look at the color. It says black soybean milk. And it is kind of a brownish color, and I'm looking at the camera and in real life because I got the video thing. That's pretty similar on the camera screen. Maybe it looks a touch browner in real life. Certain creaminess without fatty. No, that's pretty good. I could have that as straight beverage and it'd be great over cereal too. I don't know if it was intended for that, but you could do that. All right, next thing on my list. Oh, I'll start with this. I think I know what this is. and maybe I don't. No, I think I picked this one because there is no English labeling whatsoever. Here's a shot of it. If any of you can read Chinese, then by all means, see what you got about that. Alright, it's probably some sort of tea. I think I got from the tea section. Alright, just a little bit sweet. What I hate about American bottled teas is they load it up with sugar, load it up with lemon, and you can't taste the tea. Hint of sweetness here. It goes down really smoothly, really quickly. It doesn't have that syrupy hang around like you do with the soft drinks in the U.S. Kind of a almost flowery taste to it. Um, wow, I've never had to talk about food like this before. Very smooth. It's really good. Very refreshing. Thirst quenching. I may put this back in the refrigerator and save it for one of my trips. I've mentioned in another blog post it's super hot here, and I knew that coming in. Yesterday the temperature was about 93. I've been through that before, but I think it just says I'm not usually outside all that much in temperatures like that. Now this next one is called chrysanthemum tea. I think I probably know what to expect of that. I say that I have no idea what chrysanthemum tastes like. I don't know what it smells like. Alright, it's got a little. Oh, I should show this one off. There you go. Let's crack this open. Can't really smell much. I'm gonna give it a shake just in case. It probably says shake before using on here somewhere, but I couldn't tell you if it did. Ooh, okay. Alright, here's confirmation of what I was thinking some earlier. See that U.S. food manufacturers? Cane sugar. If you've ever had the Dove and Dr. Peppers, I want to say Mexican Coke, but I just saw a headline suggesting that Mexican Coke might be a scam. But if you've ever had soft drinks that actually have the plain sugar, then you know that it washes down really quickly because it's not thick and syrupy like the corn syrup is. So that's what we got going on here. Kind of a flowery taste again, kind of like this nameless tea. Hint of sweetness. Sweetness is there to enhance, not to get you psychologically hooked to the meal, to the drink. Like we have so much happening in the stateside. Again, kind of a slight flowery taste to it. I like it. What else do we have? Now this, I think this one's a fruit juice. I remember looking earlier and I couldn't find any English writing on this one. I'll show it off. It's 100% something. Alright, maybe later I'll be able to tell you what that means. Kind of an orange. Oh, I'm gonna be upset if this is apple juice. It just now occurs to me it's about the right color for apple juice. Oh, there's a plastic seal around there. Alright. It's apple juice. Alright, nothing spectacular here. Is there anything different? You know, I'd be inclined to say that this is actually even a little less sugary than U.S. apple juice. but I'm not usually a huge apple juice drinker, so I might be just coming out with a certain bias now after the first 2 drinks. So there's that. It says no added sugar on there. I don't know if I've checked the label recently of a U.S. apple juice. It could be different apples, lower sugar content in the apples by itself. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're adding stuff into the American apple juice. Alright. This next drink. This is one I'm almost certain I've had. I think I know what this is. I don't know the name for it, but I think I've had it in the U.S. before. They used to sell it at Albertsons and College Station back when there wasn't Albertsons. And I just now see. Okay, yeah. I just now looked at the ingredients. I know what this is. My favorite part about it though is that even though I bought it from a vending machine in Taipei, there are still. Let's see if I can get to focus on that. I don't know if you can see where it says CA cash refund and 5 cents in, was it Michigan and Hawaii? No, Emmy is Maine and Hawaii. So I think it's a steel can too. All right, let's crack it open. Now this is the sort of thing that that I would eat just or have almost just as a stunt, maybe. You might serve this or drink this on a dare. Okay, this is sweeter than the other two. There may actually be some corn syrup in here. Although, no, I don't think so. But it is a little denser as far as the sugary sweetness goes. Still not U.S. soft drink sweet. Alright, I'm just going to show you the kicker for this. What makes this one really interesting. Oh, yeah, it's in there. Okay. Now, you can see the liquid in there. Can I pull up a light from behind? Should have thought of that. Okay, here's what we'll do. I'm going to try to be a filter feeder for this. Okay, here's what I'm driving at. No, stand by. Let's see. Gotcha. Okay, there's little bits of a jelly in here. A gelatin. It says grass jelly on here. So this is a grass jelly drink. I don't know what kind of grass. I don't know if it's St. Augustine, Bermuda, or what. But it's one thing that I really like. I've had it before, like I said, and the jelly thing is kind of there. You can see it here. Yeah, it's just a weird firmness, just chunks of gelatin in your drink, and it's weird at first, but it's pretty cool when you get used to it. And it doesn't take long to get used to it. It's just cool. So I'm going to save this and have this one for breakfast for sure. That's one thing I didn't mention earlier. The restaurants here are nice, but they're about 50% higher than I like paying for food. So it's cool, it's a little experience, but this is cheaper. So I'll be drinking my breakfast this morning. Alright, now the next item I'm going to have here. This is something I saw in a vending machine, and I said I have to try that. I think I've had this before as well. I think I didn't like it the first time I tried it. But here's what we got going on. In a vending machine, I saw a can with beans on the label. I said, I had to check that out. Alright, now up top, it's got a handy-dandy little spoon built into the lid. See if I can pull that off. There we go. There's the lid. Spoon comes out. How convenient. Oh, there we go. And isn't that nice? Now, based on the labeling, I found this is an Asian dish called, let me make sure I wasn't right. Okay, there it is at the bottom. Mixed congee. I deliberately have not looked up what congee means. I know it is some sort of a soupy, stew-ish kind of dish. I think it's usually a little sweet, but I remember at least one of the time I've had it, didn't like it. But we'll see what it is like here. Okay, the very first look at the can, and I can't show the camera with, well, here. Alright, I can pull some out. Very first pull it out. Looks like just a bean soup. It's very thick bean soup. Again, I think we got probably a lot of sugar in this based on the way it's dribbling like that. Or maybe just be the bean starches. But beans in Asian cuisine are often associated with sweet dishes and desserts. Something we don't usually think of here in the US. I think that maybe have to do with the fact that they're okay with milder sugar content. And beans actually have a lot of sugar. That's why you get gas from them, because you've got bacteria that are breaking down a specific kind of sugar that and then emitting gas as a product of that. Okay, here we go. Congee. Not bad, pretty mild. Maybe I had something different last time. Yeah, I think the thickness is probably from the bean starches more than added sugar. Wait, yeah, that's exactly what's going on. I think because it's got the same syrupy feel exactly as oatmeal back in the States, especially microwaved oatmeal. That's exactly what the consistency tastes like, except it's beans instead of oats. A little bit of sweetness, and I used to get back at the Fa John's back in College Station. Yeah, it was College Station. I would always famously order a weird red bean drink that had red beans and some sort of green gelatin and some, I think, creamy coconut milk maybe, and I really liked that. And so for me, the idea of beans and sweetness probably is not new, so that may be why I'm liking this, but it's pretty good. That will also be part of my breakfast this morning. Alright, so now we're going to do some more solid foods. This was not technically a drink, I guess, but it was from the same vending machine where I got this. So this was sold in a vending machine. And I think it was 20 Taiwan dollars, which is about about 60, 70 cents. Actually, oh wow! I just saw something interesting. Another example of differences in cultures. This is kind of off track, but check this out. Oh, I have to put my finger there. You tell what that symbol is? That's a swastika. But the Nazis took it from Asian culture. It's a sign of good luck and good health in Asian culture. In fact, swastika isn't really the German word for it. It's a Hakenkreuz in German, hooked cross. That's what they called it. Swastika is probably, I don't know, some Asian word, probably Sanskrit. Fact check me on that one. And interestingly enough, it appears to be on a list of warnings. We've got a green person there. We've got, oh hi, dirty fingernails. I just woke up. Some sort of blue face there. Some sort of, no chemicals, is that what that means? Except everything's made of chemicals. Joe, I'm watching. I got your back, buddy. And there's lots of, I'll find out more about what this means later. Alright. So, technically a food item, but it was in a drink vending machine. Next. Not so exotic. Long Fang Plum. It's probably just a prune. We'll find out. Tiny prune. They're more spherical than we usually have in the U.S. Oh, excuse me. Oh, like much firmer than a prune that you would think of. Still has the pit in there. Watch for that. Flavor is not sweeter maybe. It's not as juicy as the plum that I'm used to. It's almost like the crystallized sugar thing going on in here. Yeah, this is definitely. I think if a U.S. plum is just dried out, I bet these are desiccated with sugar. Yeah, ingredients: plum, salt, and sugar. It's in English here. Yeah, much more intense and a little sharper than the flavor of a plum. I'm sorry, a prune that I'm used to. They're good, but not something that you would want to make a meal out of. It's just way too much sugar, I think, for that. It's almost candy-like. Okay. I have not been looking forward to this next bit. Most of this stuff, these guys I got out of a vending machine. The other beverages I got out of a little market that was at the bottom of Taipei 101. I wanted to try out. I might not have gone in there, except that it looks like it's a regular grocery store. Except Andrew Zimmern went in there on his still good on his Bizarre Foods show when he went to Taipei. This is something I saw at the end, and I thought, you know what, I've been pretty safe with the other things I've bought to try. Plums and just slightly weird drinks, and anyhow, two of these I've had before. This, however, caught my eye. Soft boiled chicken eggs, tea flavor. These were not refrigerated. These were next to the end of right at the check stands where you normally would see in the U.S. Your Hershey bars and your Toblerone. Has anyone ever bought a Toblerone? And it's kind of freaky, a little scary, and that's why I said I should do it. I should really do it. Tea flavored soft boiled chicken eggs. So well preserved that they don't need refrigeration. Now these have been in my fridge overnight, but that's just okay. This egg is brown, not the egg shell. This was once the egg white, although no one counts as the egg white. Now we can just call it the brown albumin. It's in a vacuum packed seal, package, and I think that's why it probably doesn't need refrigeration, because it's got no exposure to air whatsoever. It looks like I don't see a single air bubble in there. Let's do this. Now it says soft boiled, so I need to be careful because that may mean runny yolk. Alright. Hopefully I don't need a knife. I thought I see, yeah, it's got a little thing where I can peel it open here. It was refrigerated, now it's not, so water's condensing on it, so it's a little bit wet. I need my pliers or a knife. I didn't bring a knife because, airplanes. I don't want to stop tape, but I may have to. Keys. No. Okay, I've got a whole. Alright, we'll make All right, this will make a good blooper reel later on. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, boom, boom, yep, okay. Brown egg. It's so packly tight. I don't know if you can see the bag, the wrinkles of the bag have made an impression on the egg, which tells me it might have. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, here we go. Egg white. I see. There's the tea. Mm-hmm. The tea doesn't seep all the way in, but it makes a very dark brown exterior. Okay, so far just cold egg. Oh, I have bitten into the yolk. It's hard to tell the yolk from the rest of the egg because of the coloration of the egg white now. And I think that tea is permeated through the whole yolk. I don't know if I'm just being deceived by the juxtaposition next to the brown egg white. But it looks like I think the yolk's been colored too. A little salty. Um, Nothing like the salted duck egg I had yesterday. Whew, they weren't playing around with that salt. Not too shabby. This isn't quite as bad as I expected. Probably wouldn't make a breakfast out of it on a regular basis, but in a pinch, you can use snack. You can make this work. I think that's all I have. I'm out of food. I'm hungry. I mean, new food to try. Got lots of food here. Lots of drinks. So, that's all I got for now. I'll make some more blog posts later. I'll talk more about the hotel later on, probably with pictures. Maybe I'll do a video. I don't know. This was kind of fun. Clumsy, but fun. See y'all later.